So as you guys know, KILLJOY is a very powerful and useful agent. She has an ultimate that allows to completely take over a site and detain people. This can be countered though with various different stuff like util or even wallbangs. One of the most common wallbangs is just, normally shooting a wallbangable wall. This wall is completely wallbangable and you're able to shoot players and anyone that's pretty much near this wall, including KILLJOY ultimates. So for example, take this wall right here. This wall is not usually wallbangable, but there are some exceptions to it. If you take an Odin, obviously it's wallbangable, and if a KILLJOY plants her ultimate down, it's the easiest thing to wallbang. However, with this glitch, you're able to wallbang a KILLJOY ultimate using a Vandal or Phantom or any medium penetrational gun. You simply look at the KILLJOY ult, you see if it's phasing through the wall with the rays, and you shoot a little bit above it, and a wall that's not usually wallbangable and you can't wallbang that wall turns wallbangable. But why? So I decided to do some deep digging around and I came to the conclusion of why this happens. So what happens here is normally a KILLJOY ultimate looks like this, right? If you look through the walls, there's actually part of the KILLJOY ultimate sticking through a wall. This is very important to remember because this is how wallbangs work. Essentially, this is a non-wallbangable wall with a medium penetrational gun. However, if you look inside of it, the way this works is that there's two thin layers of wallbangable walls essentially adding to each other to make it a non-wallbangable wall, meaning the two different thin layers cannot be wallbanged with medium penetrational gun. However, it can with an Odin because the Odin is programmed to shoot through two thin layers of wallbangable wall. So like for example, this isn't wallbangable, but this is because this one only has one thin layer. Even though it might be the same thickness, this is programmed and it's scripted. So this specific wall right here is only one thin wall. We can actually determine this based off what we can see through a normal wallbangable wall. So as you can see, I'm phasing through this wall right now and I can see both sides of this wall. If I phase through this wall, however, you can see that as part of it becomes black. A part of a wall becomes black. That's because it's trying to mixture in two separate walls and it can't render the other part because you're not quite looking through the wall even though you're inside the wall. For easier explanation, you're inside one thin layer of wall, but you're not inside the other one. You're away from it. You're pushed back from it. So you're trying to look through it, but the game doesn't know how to render it properly. This is why you see the blackness, and this is why you know that this is not a normal wallbangable wall. But you can see, if I look normally here, I'm able to see this completely fine. And even though it is somewhat true on here, no matter where I stand in here, there's always going to be a black part of the section. And here, it's completely clear on both separate ways. So let's use this in an actual game form of how this would work properly. Obviously the B-Site one does work in game and it will work in game, but let's take it more to a serious extent. We now know how a wallbang mechanic works that's not wallbangable, but we're able to make it wallbangable using the glitch that we found. So usually, KILLJOYs place their ultimate in a very specific spot in tree in order to retake the site if a bomb has been planted. Now usually, people are going to either push this ultimate and try to break it, or people will run away from this KILLJOY ult. Now they're sit in this pocket over here, or go over here into main, or go wherever they want to into CT. Usually those are the only two ways to counter that ultimate, as there is no possible way to wallbang this wall, because this wall is completely not wallbangable. There is two layers in here, as you can see, black on this side, and you come over here, black on this side. This is a thin layer of wall right here. This is a thin layer of wall right here, and these together are not wallbangable. These actually even aren't wallbangable with Odins as well. However, what if I told you if this strip of cable right here actually involves one of the most game-breaking bugs in the game that allows you to destroy the ultimates from site to tree that you're not supposed to do. So when a KILLJOY places her ultimate down, usually the first thing we're going to do is ping it. None of this wall is wallbangable besides the strip of line. Now, if we look at the ping and we shoot to the left of it, we're able to wall bang this ultimate and hit it where it's phasing. So if you look at inside, KILLJOY's placed their ult in a very certain spot right here that phases through material. Now even though it's not fully phasing through the wall, even though this part is, it's still phasing through a material that's allowing you to wallbang that spot. This strip of light right here goes through a thin layer of wall that's not supposed to be wallbangable because it connects with this wall, but because this thin line is here, you're able to skip a thin wall and able to go into the other thin wall and hit that ultimate that's right in that corner. I will show you again for another way. So a KILLJOY will place her ultimate down in that spot. You ping it, and you want to look to the left of that ping, and go a little bit to the right of the line, and look to the left of that ping, and you should be able to hit it first try. So you might be asking, what's the KILLJOY perspective? Well, usually when retaking sites, this is exactly where KILLJOY would place her ultimate down 99% of the time. They will send their ultimate down right here in this corner, and they will have complete reassurance that, hey, no one's going to push this ultimate until it gets broken. And then they're going to wonder why. So you might be asking, how does it look through the wall exactly? Well, let me show you. So, you can place your ultimate down here, where you place it. And as you can see, that bullet is phasing straight through that bar right there. And it's going through to this thin wall. And it's hitting the KILLJOY ultimate directly where it is. So you think that might be all for Ascent, and you think that Haven's going to be the next map. So you think that might be it, you think that might be the end of Ascent, and it's time to go into Haven. Well, we ended up finding one more Ascent, and this one's even more game breaking. This one blew up on my TikTok, and I want to say thank you guys all for the support. If you're here from TikTok, thank you guys so much for the support on that. It means the world to me. But this was more of the common one that people know because of how much it blew up. This one's this corner piece. If KILLJOY wants to take a site. So usually a KILLJOY will come over to this corner right here and place her ultimate down right in this corner.
You should run.
So like the other one, you might be wondering, how do I do this one and how do I perfect it? Well, this one's actually a little bit easier to hit. As you can hear in that clip, there's two different sounds. There's a sound of you hitting the wall normally, and there's kind of this metal sound whenever you hit the KILLJOY ultimate, signifying where exactly it was. That's the sound you need to be hearing every time you do these types of tricks. So, this sound right here is the sound you're hitting it. That isn't. You want to go and hit the sound and consistently hit that spot every time you hear that sound to ensure that you'll break the ultimate in time. So this one's especially good because you're able to actually hide inside cover, like this green box right here, and shoot the ultimate and break it if they were to push. That green box is the safest way to destroy the ultimate. You can destroy it from gen, but it's a little bit more riskier, and honestly, green box is just safer in general. So this is how this wallbang exactly works. If you come inside this wall right here, you can see a series of just pretty much faint walls. You can see this corner right here, which involves another wall which goes into tree. You can also see this corner right here, which goes into the sites. However, you can see that this level right here goes straight through and doesn't hit any barriers. It directly goes through the thin wall and it lands itself right on the ultimate. If you're wondering, no, you cannot shoot past these corners. If you manage to shoot these corners, the bullet will not go through as it will be hitting the second thin layer of wall and it will stop the bullets. A small portion of the KILLJOY ultimate is phasing through the wall. Not fully, but slightly so you're able to break it. The KILLJOY ultimate, not fully, but is partially, as you can see this little part right here, is phasing through the wall, same with this part up here, and any bullet that goes through will be able to break it. It doesn't have to be fully phasing, in fact, because this is a thin layer of wall. If I shoot here and come back, you can see that I shot it. Obviously this isn't, but if you're in this wall, it's wall bangable. So this is how it looks like. The bullet is passing right through this corner and is hitting the ultimate directly. So like I said before, if you try to hit this corner right here, which Slow is doing right now, the bullets are not going through and they're actually getting sucked by this corner right here because that is a second thin layer of wall. Even if the KILLJOY plates her ults here, this actually isn't wall bangable because these bullets hit the second thin layer of wall, which is right here, and passes through this corner, which then will stop the Killjoy ultimate. However, if a Killjoy does place her ultimate right in this spot, it is wallbangable from doors. You simply have to look at this spot right here, and you're able to wallbang it. Now before this video ends, I've got some shoutouts to do. Thank you so much to my boy Slow and 10k Devil for helping me so much with this video. 10k Devil is the one who ended up finding some of these wallbang spots and ended up helping me with finding the wallbang spots. After I decided to get some ideas for him, we both hopped into custom and I aimed at a certain spot and he would end up finding the Killjoy ultimate. So thank you so much for letting me know that it's possible. His links will be in the description below. Same thing with Slow. So helped me so much with making this video and making a lot of my videos on TikTok. So I will put all of his socials in the description below. Please make sure to go check both of them out as they are such a big help to this video. If you need me to explain the pictures more in depth for you, let me explain. The very first picture I showed was only with the green and black lines. This is exactly what it means. The green lines are where the wall starts and the black lines are the colliders. So essentially there's the two thin green lines. Those are the two thin layers. The black is where bullets stop for low and medium penetrational guns. Nothing much to it, that's pretty much it. High penetration is able to go through all three black lines, or in this case the two thin layers of wallbangable walls, which is the green lines. If we go to the next one here, these are normal wallbangable walls that can be shot through from a low penetration gun or medium penetration gun. And as you can see, they have no black line, even though sometimes some of them do, and in that case they do less damage. Normal wallbangable walls have no black line as you're able to just shoot straight through it. And lastly, this last one here is pretty simple. If you remember back from the first one, we have the green and black lines. However, we have some new things here. We have red and blue. The red signifies a wallbangable spots in the green and black lines, that being the wire on the wall or the switch on the wall that's connected to the door. The blue signifies medium penetration of bullets. That one's pretty simple. The good thing to note here though is that medium penetration bullets can only go through one black line before stopping at the second one. Essentially meaning if you look at the bottom blue line, that's passing through one black line and then hitting the other black line and stopping there. This is a really important mechanic to know because if you look at the second one here, if you look at the second blue line here, it goes and because it's hitting a wallbangable spot, and just like before, if you remember back to the earlier, usually a wallbangable spot does not consist of a black line, it just consists as a normal line. So what happens is the wallbangable spot gets rid of that black line and gets rid of that initial layer and passes through the middle black line, hitting the other black line at the very end. Essentially, anything that's facing through the wall will be able to get hit by this medium penetration no gun because it's hitting the very last inch of that black line. If you guys do want more, then don't worry, I am making a part 2 to this video, which will consist of Haven and Bind, the last two maps I still need to cover. However, I want to say thank you guys all so much for the support, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Peace out.